Welcome to the Rooted Will Rising Advocate podcast. I'm your host, Mahogany. It's April 8th, 2025, and today we're diving into a powerful and often emotional topic. What really happens when autistic adults choose to tell employers or others in their lives about their diagnosis? It's a journey that requires vulnerability, courage, and a clear understanding of one's rights. We'll explore the reasons people choose to disclose or not. We'll look at the legal landscape, the risks and rewards, and what employers and allies can do to make workplaces more inclusive. Along the way, I'll also tell you a few true stories from the courtroom that shine a light on why this matters. Let's begin with something deeply personal: disclosure. For autistic adults, deciding whether to share their diagnosis can be one of the most complex decisions they'll make. Some fear judgment, others worry about being labeled or misunderstood. But for many, disclosing is the only path to accessing accommodations that allow them to thrive at work. Disclosure isn't about seeking pity. It's about self-advocacy. It's about saying that this is who I am. This is what I need to succeed. So what rights do employees and employers actually have? Under the Americans with Disabilities Act, or the ADA, autistic individuals are entitled to reasonable accommodations at work. That might mean having noise-canceling headphones, working in a quiet area, or getting written instructions for clarity. Employers must engage in an interactive process when accommodations are requested. They can't discriminate against someone just because of an autism diagnosis, but they're also not required to make accommodations that create an undue hardship. Unfortunately, not every workplace lives up to those obligations. Let's go to 2021. Picture this. A young woman with autism applies for a job at Party City. She's more than qualified, but she also requests to have a job coach help her transition into the role. Party City turns her away. The EEOC stepped in, they filed a lawsuit, and Party City ended up paying $155,000 to settle. But more importantly, they were required to retrain staff and revise their policies on accommodations. That's change born from advocacy. Now shift the scene to a different employer, JDKD Enterprises. An employee with a disability, likely autistic, asks for accommodations. Instead of finding a solution, the company lets them go. That lawsuit resulted in a $100,000 settlement and mandatory ADA compliance training. Again, the message is clear. Employers cannot ignore or dismiss accommodation requests without consequences. And then there's Glazer v. Gap, Inc. In this 2011 case, an autistic employee alleged wrongful termination. The court ruled that the employer needed to have been aware of the disability and respond appropriately. It was a defining moment that put companies on notice. If someone is open about their diagnosis, your next steps matter. Let's come back to you. If you're an autistic adult or someone who supports one, you might be wondering, should I disclose? There are benefits, accommodations, legal protections, and sometimes deeper understanding from colleagues. But there are also risks: being treated differently, overlooked for promotions, or misunderstood. That's why timing, preparation, and knowing your rights are so important. If you're considering disclosure, here are 3 steps to empower your journey. Know your rights, familiarize yourself with the ADA and local disability laws, plan your disclosure, decide when, how, and to whom. Keep documentation, request what you need. Be clear, confident, and specific about your accommodations. If you're an employer or colleague, foster a culture of inclusivity. It starts with you. Don't assume, ask. Respect the needs and insights of autistic team members. Educate yourself. Bias training and neurodiversity awareness go a long way. We all rise when we advocate, not just for ourselves, but for the rights and dignity of others. Disclosure is not a weakness. It's a rooted will rising in power. Thanks for listening to today's episode of Rooted Will Rising Advocate. Be sure to follow and share if today's message spoke to your heart. Visit mahoganyspeakstoyou.com for more articles and resources on this topic. Until next time, stay rooted, rise strong.